Hey guys, welcome back and welcome to my channel. My name is Ray Knurling. I have a lot of items I'd like to cover this morning. So I have a cheat sheet with some notes on it, and I got my cheaters since these old eyes don't work so good anymore. And hopefully I won't bore you half to death, because I do want to talk about a few things and I want to thank a few people. It's been several weeks since I made a video. Things have just been busy as hell around here. But anyway, let's get started, man. First, I want to thank all my new subscribers. You guys are awesome. I'm getting several a day, every day of the week, man. I really appreciate it. If you like what you're seeing, let me know. If you would like to see some other stuff, let me know. I want to let you know that I do not film everything I do. If I did that, I would never get anything done around here. I do a lot of little gun work and little jobs where I have to drill and tap something, and if I were to film it every time I did something, I would never have time to make these videos. I'm trying hard to capture little clips here and there, but it's tough for me because I have a full-time job, a family, so no excuse. But YouTube is fun. It's a fun thing for me. I enjoy it. I enjoy all your comments, questions. I try to answer every one of them the best I know anyway, and I hope it's helping everyone out. It makes me feel good when I can help somebody else, and that's my whole goal, and that's why I'm doing this. Plus, it is fun to do. I've met a lot of super people out there, and every day I meet somebody new, and I hear a new story, and it's great, man. I'm really enjoying this, so thank you. First up, I want to thank Stan over at Bar Z Industrial. Stan did a fantastic job on the hammer that Philip and I made and gave to him. This is our very first hammer. We wanted to build a multi-use hammer, and Stan did a really good job at a review on this hammer. He says he can't put it down, so that makes me feel good. If you don't subscribe to Shaden HKW, you need to get over there. Stan's got a lot of good stuff going on. He produces some really good video. Great guy too, man. Great guy to talk to. The man always wants to help somebody out. So, Stan, thank you. I really appreciate it, bud. Also, I'd like to thank Colin at Comp Edge X. He did a fantastic job on the power drawbar project. For those of you that follow our channels, you know that Herb Blair, myself, and Colin all built power drawbars for our milling machines. And Colin did an excellent job at from start to finish on his project, and we all helped each other with parts, and Stan came through with all the pneumatics. The guy knows his stuff there too. We each came up with a different design. They're all great. They all work well. So Colin, good job, buddy. I'd also like to thank Herb Blair over in Texas. Herb sent me a piece of his Texas famous hardwood, Osage orange. There's another name for it too. But the reason he sent this to me is we were talking about different tips for the multi-use hammer that Stan did the review on. And we thought it would be a good idea to add one of these tips to it. Plus Herb made us all hammers out of this, little knockers, and they really come in handy. This is some hard wood. I don't think it's as hard as ironwood, but it's pretty darn close. So I'm going to attempt to machine this and drill and tap it and see how it works out for a new tip for the multi-use hammer. Anyway, I would like to thank a YouTube commenter and subscriber. He goes under the handle SharpX. If you remember back, I was showing off this mill cutter. Tom Lipton had sent me some inserts that fit this, but I didn't have a proper arbor to fit my R8 spindle. It had this number 12 Jarno on it, which is some big heavy duty monster that fits a machine that I don't have. But SharpX sent me some leads in my comment section where I could find an arbor. So I found one at Enco. It's interstate, so it's an import. But I'll tell you what, man, bolted right up to it. Everything fit perfect. It fits in my mill just fine. So I'm good to go here. So that brings me to this. If anybody has a number 12 Jarno spindle or has use for this for a mill cutter, shoot me a message and I'd be happy to send this to you, because right now all it is a cool looking paperweight for me. So I believe I have the right size. I looked up how to measure Jarno, and it's pretty simple. But anyway, this is in really good shape. It's super heavy duty, so if it'll fit your machine, shoot me a personal message and I'd be happy to send this to you. Oh, and I found this arbor here at Enco. It was 45 bucks, dirt cheap, man. It wouldn't even have paid me to make an arbor for this. Anyway, also too, I picked up one of these little Noga arms that all the guys are using on their spindles and, you know, for the test indicator. And this is the only one that didn't have a stand. This is a great little Noga arm. I think it's the model NF1018. Great little arm, man. It goes in your drill chuck or in a collet. So I wanted to kind of expand on that so I could use it as an indicator holder as well. So what I did is I had a piece of 1018 laying around. So I just machined it and put a rare earth magnet in the bottom of it. And I had some old gun blue laying around. Actually, it looks like gun brown. Anyway, I have to hit some of you guys up for the gun bluing tips and tricks. I'm not very good at it. I just used some cold blue on this and it worked pretty well. It coated it. So anyway, I wanted to share this with you. It sure comes in handy because now I could use it as a regular indicator stand as well. So anyway, off to the next item. The video coming up after this long drawn out thank yous and all this other good stuff. I made a custom handle for a friend that he has a car detail business, and he runs a buffer almost all day long on these cars. So he wanted a little more comfortable handle. So in the video coming up after this, it's the making of this. Anyway, stay tuned. Thank you again, and we'll see y'all real soon. Working on this little handle project. A friend wants a aluminum handle made for his automobile buffer. He does high-end detail work, and he wanted a more comfortable handle for his buffer. So he gave me some dimensions and the stud size that threads into the machine, and just basically got to cut this down to a little over an inch. So just standard machining stuff here. So let me get set up. It's a 2-inch piece of 6061. I got to take it down, except for the shoulder, a little above an inch is the size he wants his handle. Just cutting it with a carbide insert. Has a negative rake on it. I'm taking about a 60 thou bite at a time. So here we go. All right, got about 102 thou.
left to bring it down, and that's not going to be the final diameter. I'm going to be knurling this, so I'm going to use a 21 pitch knurl, so I have to calculate out the diameter to get a good knurl. So I stepped it up to 80 thou per cut. I'll do another 80 thou per cut now, and it's been going good. So we're getting close, man. I'm going to let that cool off for a few minutes and take a measurement. Okay, I have about a 50 thou cut left, and I'm going to leave a little bit of a lip on the end here with about a 45-degree angle. It's just so your hand doesn't slip off as easy. This here is going to be a bigger shoulder to protect your hand from going into the wheel. So this one's just more of an aesthetics thing, maybe just kind of so you can feel the edge. So I'm going to plunge in like 20 thou, and then another 20 thou, and we should be real close to our final diameter. Our final diameter is 1.2581. So let's get it going. Okay, down to my final diameter of 1 inch, 258 thousandths, and I'm going to get set up to knurl this right here. I'll get set up and I'll talk a little bit about the knurling and how to get good knurls. Alright guys, to get good knurls, I did my homework, and there's some really good YouTube videos out there on how to get really good knurls. My knurling tool is a Eagle Rock with a 21 pitch knurl, diamond knurl on it, and there's a calculation. I suck at math, but I went on the internet and I found a couple really good YouTube videos on how to figure it out, and then I found an actual Excel spreadsheet that gives your final diameters for perfect knurls. And the reason you need a perfect diameter for a perfect knurl is a knurl is a forming tool, not a cutter, and it has to track. So the diameter for the two knurls to track have to synchronize, just like a gear. So here's the calculation. If you're interested in knowing how to do it, that's how you figure out your diameter. You can find this on YouTube. There's a couple really good videos on how to make good knurls. I like the scissor type knurl too, because I'm finding I'm getting a lot better knurls by using that style. Anyway, to simplify it, I found this Excel spreadsheet. So basically you just find what pitch diameter knurls you're using and find something close to the diameter, and then make this your final diameter. In our case, I think we're doing a 1.258 and 1/10, but I don't think that 1/10 is going to matter, because as you're forming, you're actually reducing the diameter. So anyway, that's how I do it. Let's get over to the lathe and start knurling that handle. Okay, mounted in my Aloris tool post is a Eagle Rock knurling tool, scissor type. And I like the scissor type better because it doesn't put a strain on your spindle, your chuck, your tailstock, anything. I do have this style, and this is what I used up until recently. These basically just push, and they push on your part. You can get a good knurl with these, but you have to go really easy and not put too much force on your spindle bearings, your spindle, your chuck. But these do work well. Just take your time. With this one, you can kind of get your knurls done a little quicker, and you can form them quicker. I make several passes just because I like to take my time, but I just wanted to share that, and let's get her going here. I also wanted to mention, I found on the internet, and I cannot remember the website, but there's an import that copies this knurl exactly. I mean, I can't see a difference at all, except that this is made in the US. The import is about $25, where this is about $200. I wish I would have found that before I bought this, because I probably would have opted to go for the import, because that was a big expense for me. So anyway, I wanted to mention that. I forgot to mention it previously. So, all right, let's get going here. Okay, I have the scissor knurl centered up on the piece of bar stock here. I kind of center the two forming tools over the high points, and then I just snug down a little bit with my fingers. Once you start feeding, don't ever let the knurls off. Okay. Once you start tracking, they're gonna start forming, and if you come off, stop, and go back, you're gonna just like misaligning a gear. You're gonna knock it off. So keep your knurling tool locked down until you're finished. So I run my knurl, as you'll see. I can only get so close to the shoulder. That's just the way of it. And I'm starting at this little lip that I formed over here. So I'm running at 115 RPM. Now I'm going to lubricate with WD-40 because it's aluminum, and I want to keep it nice and wet. And I'm just going to use the power feed on the slow feed. So here we go. I'm going to cinch down a little bit, and I'm kind of feeling it, so it's not too tight but not too loose. And now it's riding on it, it's tracked itself, and now we're going to start feeding. Okay, so we're going nice and slow. Probably slower than it really needs to be, but kind of like waiting for paint to dry. Anyway, I'll run it up and down a couple times and then take you back. I also wanted to mention your knurling tool has to be square with your work as well. Very important. That way the wheels will track flat. I'll bring you back when I get to the shoulder, and I'll stop the lathe and I'll show you the very first pass and what it looked like. Moving right along. Alright, here's our first pass. Starting to bring up the diamond pattern. We're going to have to make a couple more passes before we get it right. Before we get that nice, clean, perfect knurling going. Okay, so I'm going to tighten up on it and then move back the other direction. Let me put this back in the stand and we'll do that real quick. have the Adam Booth approved mag base indicator, so when my carriage comes back, I can get my exact zero each time, so I don't come up on my shoulder that I created on my part. Here's 2 passes. It's starting to form well. You see where the diamonds are just starting to come up. I'd say probably 2 more passes and we're going to have a good diamond pattern forming. Okay, here's our pattern after the 3rd pass. The diamond pattern did come up and it's looking pretty good. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to tighten up on the scissor knurl anymore, but I'm going to make a spring pass and just clean up that pattern a little bit. So let me get this back in the stand and we'll make 1 more pass to the right and call it good. All right, before I lift the knurl, we're going to take a good look at it and see how it turned out. Okay, I'm seeing all sides of the knurl are brought up and looking pretty good. Here, I'll try to bring it in on it. I'm happy with that. Okay, now we're going to add a little accents. Bring you right back. Okay, I'm going to take the 45-degree tool and I'm going to add some accents. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come into here and put a groove in. And what I did is I measured the distance that I want all the accents in and divided by the number of cuts I wanted. So in this case, it was I don't know where I wrote it down, but anyway, I have to move it every 722 thousandths to have them evenly spaced for 6 cuts. So let me get set up to do that and we'll get started on that. I'm going to go in the same depth off my dial here, and I'm going to use the dial indicator on the left side to go in the same distance each time. Okay, let's get set up for our next step. Okay, here's where we are at this point. We have our accents all cut in, knurling done. I got the back shoulder semi done. I still need to face it off, and I still need to make the end piece, which is going to have a smaller shoulder and a 10 millimeter by 1.5 pitch. stud placed in it, an inch deep, and then it sticking out a ½ inch. So that's what we got left. I'm going to call it a day, and we'll work on it again tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I really appreciate it, man. See you. We are back. Okay, when I left off, I had finished all this stuff, chamfered this, but not this, inside shoulder. I removed this from material. I thought the camera was rolling, it wasn't, so sorry about that. No big deal, just removed a little over ½ inch of material down to 700 thou. So the next operation, I'm going to cut it off right here, and then we have to flip it around and chuck it up, face this. We also have to drill and tap this for 10 millimeter 1.5 pitch. So let me get set up for that, and we'll be back. Before I cut this off, I'm going to loosen up this tailstock a little bit so it kind of just falls in there loose, and it will capture after it cuts off and not just fall. Okay, here we go. I got a lot of stick out here, but I have to because I got a piece of 2-inch material in here, so let's hope this goes well. Any second now. Here we go. She's free. Okay, let me reposition this camera. All right, there she is. Left a little tit there. No big deal. There's what we just cut her off of, and our tailstock. So off to the next step. I think I want to use silver duct tape and cardboard to chuck this up, face it, drill it, and tap it. So let me get set up for that, and we'll be back. Okay, I got it remounted. I have some cardboard and some duct tape in here to protect the knurls on the aluminum. I always try to put something softer than the actual material that I'm gripping, and it seems to work pretty good. My only issue is it's running out a little bit. It's not critical because this is just a handle for a automotive buffer, so I got about 3 thou run out. It's not too bad. So we're at the point where I've already faced this off, and I have to center drill it and tap it for 10 millimeter 1.5 pitch. So let's get her started. I think I'm going to drill it about an inch or so down in there deep, and that ought to be a good distance for the threaded rod. And I need a ½ inch stick out. So here we go. The final dimension for the drill is 21/64 for the 10 millimeter tap. So let me get that changed out and drill her down. Okay. Well, I don't have a 10 millimeter spiral flute tap, so I'm going to have to get this started and then just do it by hand. So here we go. Alright, got it started. Now I'm going to back off the tailstock and just finish her off by hand. It's also a blind hole, so that's going to make it a little more difficult as well for the chips. The chips will build up. That's one good thing about a spiral flute is it kicks the chips out the back, so you don't have to worry about it binding up inside. Anyway, I won't bore you with this. We'll get it started, and then I'll bring you back after I get it all done. Moving right along. Power tapping is so much better. I'm gonna have to get myself a better tap. Got to go in about 1.25 inches, so bring you back when I'm closer. Okay, got it 1.25 inches down in there. Alrighty, check for that hole a little bit. I'd say she's done. Let me get it out and take a couple pictures.